a new challenge, new team. So first day of school, when I turn up, actually it's a huge debt really to Mahela Jayawardene for giving me the chance to open in T20 cricket. I think it just certainly gives you a very different perspective. I think we're sort of very determined, selfish, sort of focused people, professional sports people. Just a cricket shot that's evolved. Trying to, like say, just deflect the ball to a big gap on the field.
Hi, Jos. Welcome to timesofindia.com. We'll just jump to the questions. How's the experience so far been with the GT? It's a new franchise for you.
Yeah, really good experience. I've really enjoyed it. Obviously a new challenge, new team. So first day of school, when I turn up. But no, settled really well. Been really welcomed into the group. There's an excellent vibe around the team. The leadership group of Vikram Solanki, Ashish Nehra, Shubman Gill have got a really nice thing going, and feel very comfortable.
T20 generally demands the player to constantly improve. You have started as a finisher, then you moved up the order. Now you're batting at three. How did you adapt to those different roles? And you have adapted to those roles with very ease. If you could talk about that.
Yes, I've really enjoyed batting all up and down the order. I think obviously, the first half of my career being very much a middle order player or finisher, and you know, actually it's a huge debt really to Mahela Jayawardene for giving me the chance to open in T20 cricket, and I sort of had to learn how to play the power play. But once I got out the power play, it was sort of like, oh no, this is just how I used to bat anyway. So it was nice to be able to sort of marry the two up. Obviously, if you can get through the power play and then play, you can really impact the game. And number three is a new role for me. I did it a bit with England in the last few months. But just trying to sort of use all my experience and look at the scoreboard and play what is required. Obviously you can see what the openers are doing and if the ball is swinging or if it's a really good wicket or whatever. And then I could be in the first over or I could be in outside the power play. So I just wait and see and react to how I need to play.
Just so, what kind of changes does parenthood bring to a cricketer's life? What kind of changes, like, does parenthood brings to the
Uh,
cricketer's life, professional cricketer's life?
well, I can only speak for myself really, but
Yeah,
I think it just certainly gives you a very different perspective. I think we're sort of very determined, selfish, sort of focused people, professional sports people, and obviously when children come into your life, you have to realize actually, okay, sport isn't the be all and end all, and there's more to life than that. And they give you a great sense of perspective. Whether you score 100 or if you score naught, your children, they don't care. They just want to play with you and have fun and have lots of uh, love and time and stuff. So I think my focus is certainly different. My energy is different in sort of what I put all of my energy towards, and I've got a nice healthy balance. I think of sort of where cricket sits in my life, and absolutely, the sort of one constant thing in your life is change, really. So just trying to embrace that and not fight it.
does data help a cricketer? And are you someone who relies a lot on data? And especially in this current scenario in where cricket has evolved so much, knowing which numbers to use and which to ignore, how difficult it is.
Yeah, I think that's the skill of data is actually what does it mean? What's the context? How can it help? What is it showing me that my cricket intuition isn't? Or I should think got to try and use it as another decision-making tool. I don't think you should sort of follow it blindly, and the same, you shouldn't be resistant to, well, I've played cricket forever, I don't need to look at data. So I think it's just trying to decode what does it actually mean, does it add value, does it confirm my cricket IQ or does it challenge it, and if it challenges it, then asking the questions, what what does it mean? But cricket is flooded with numbers, and I think there's sometimes too much of it or useless things that people focus on that actually make no difference. But certainly there is some value there to be had in certain things. So I think that's you got to be, yeah, just know what you're looking for and how to ask the right questions around it. And, so I'm someone who looks at it every now and again. I'm not sort of wedded to it. And I also try and look back on over 400 odd games of T20 cricket that I've played to use as my experience as well.
There's one question I've always been fascinated about your ramp shot. We have seen the likes of Tilak Ratne, Dilsan, it's different, or Mr. David de Villiers, it's completely different. But when you plays it, and is it something that you picked from the hockey? It feels like there's a flick, the striker's flick to. I mean, you don't use power. Your head remains strong, intact. Balance is intact. Your eyes are on the ball, and it's just a hockey flick. Is it something that you have played hockey growing up? So
I did play a bit of hockey, but no, I think it's for me more of it's just a cricket shot that's evolved. Trying to, like say, just deflect the ball to a big gap on the field. Obviously, if the 45 man is up, then you can get it over him or over the wicket keeper. And yeah, I was always trying to work out a way of how could I play it to every single ball that a bowler could bowl. So I wasn't just relying on a Yorker. So that's why I sort of stay stood up as opposed to going down on one leg.
last couple of questions. Have you borrowed in T20 with the time you have played for 15 years now? Have you borrowed sorts from the other sports like in tennis or baseball or hockey in your game? And have you executed it in your game?
Not directly, I would say, but I enjoy other sports. I like watching other sports. I suppose the power hitting stuff, there's some very similarities with baseball. But I would say, for me, I think any ball sport, with an implement, say a racket or a stick or a bat, there's natural crossovers. Golf, the way someone is going to swing the club or whatever the bat, so at the end of the day, you're still hitting a ball, and each sport has its own nuances and different techniques, but each individual has, probably a certain style or thing that would probably cross over into all those games as well. So I think we get caught up sometimes on, oh, that's a hockey shot in cricket, or it's a golf swing, or but I would say it's you're just hitting a ball. No matter what sport you're playing, you're hitting a ball and you're sort of using all that experience and hand-eye coordination and muscle memory to just try and hit the ball as well as you can in cricket.
So you have been playing cricket for past 15 years. The different generation. Now, if you see the current lot, will be Harry Brook or Jimmy Smith or Abhishek Sharma, the Yashasvi Jaiswals. What impressed you the most skill-wise with the current young lot that you have seen the change over the years?
Yeah, I think the changes over the years is probably the mindset that is different. The sort of attitude to risk is a lot, very willing to take what may seem on the outside risk, but I don't think the players now see it as a risk. Lots of different shots from ball one or whatever. But all those guys you just mentioned there all have excellent fundamental basics of the game as well.
Mhm.
So, and I think that will never really change. Over time, I think we certainly do play in a time now that there are players who are more focused on being hitters of the cricket ball and sort of setting up their techniques for that. But the basics sort of remain the same, and being in a good solid base, a good head position, everything sort of working well together. And I think the basics will always sort of look after you. That's where to start, and then develop the rest of it after. So I think it's important to just try and in and around your practice make sure you have a bit of that. And I think that's what these guys do. The guys you mentioned, like Jaiswal, Brook, they're very successful in Test cricket as well as T20 cricket because
Yeah.
their basic game is so strong.
Okay, last question before you let you go. Will we see Jos Buttler playing international cricket again? Because I mean, after that press conference, it felt like as a fan that this is it. I hope it's not it. Is it? Will we see you back on international cricket?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I just only stepped down as a captain, so
Yeah.
hopefully I can play as a player now.
Thank you, Jos. Thank you.